Hey everyone, and welcome. When you picture a machine, you probably imagine something just like this, these perfect interlocking gears, right? They're the ultimate symbol of precision, where everything just works in perfect harmony. But today, we're going to peel back that shiny surface and dive into the secret life of gears. So let's start with a wild question. What if that whole image of perfection is, well, just an illusion? What if the gears that power everything, from your car to a jet engine, are actually at a microscopic level, constantly teetering on the very edge of chaos?
Because as it turns out, that's pretty much the reality. The truth is, there's no such thing as a perfect gear. They're all full of these tiny, almost invisible flaws that create a hidden world of really complex, and yeah, sometimes chaotic, dynamics. Let's break down what that actually means.
Okay, first up, we've got something called backlash. The easiest way to think about it is like a door that doesn't quite fit its frame. You know how it can jiggle back and forth just a little bit? That's backlash. It's this microscopic gap between the gear teeth, and believe me, it's the first ingredient in our recipe for chaos.
Then there's transmission error. In a perfect world, a gear's rotation would be a perfectly smooth dance. But transmission error is like a tiny, constant stumble in that dance. It's the gap between the flawless rotation we want and the slightly bumpy, imperfect rotation we actually get. And that little stumble is a huge source of unwanted vibration. And when you mix that jiggle from backlash with the stumble from transmission error, what do you get? You get this: gear rattle. Yep, that annoying clattering sound you might hear when a car starts up. That's literally the sound of those imperfect gear teeth smacking into each other. It's a massive focus for automotive engineers.
And here's the thing, these are not just minor little quirks. They can lead to some really serious problems. We're talking unstable motion, sudden jarring jumps in how the system behaves, and yeah, in the most extreme cases, a total breakdown into mathematical chaos. And when that happens, the system becomes unpredictable and totally unreliable.
So if all these problems are happening at a level you can't even see, how on earth do you fix them? Well, you can't fix what you can't see. And that is where engineering models come in. They let us visualize all these invisible forces at play. Engineers can't exactly shrink themselves down to watch the gears rattle, right? So instead, they build what you could call a digital twin. They create these incredibly complex mathematical models that are basically a perfect computer simulation of the real thing. This lets them predict every single vibration, every jiggle, and every stumble before they even build the physical part. And this isn't just guesswork either. They have a whole toolkit of really sophisticated methods. Things like tooth contact analysis let them simulate exactly how the gear teeth are touching under pressure. And other analyses can help them predict the precise tipping point where a perfectly stable system can just suddenly jump into a chaotic state. It's like high-tech detective work for machines. Now, all of that detective work leads us to the best part, the payoff. Once you really understand the chaos, you can actually start to tame it. And researchers have come up with some incredibly clever solutions to fight back against these vibrations. One of the most elegant solutions I found comes from a study by Li and Wang. They thought, instead of just accepting the imperfect shape of a gear tooth, why not just change it? So they used their models to design a precisely modified 3D surface for the tooth. And you can see the result right here, a massive drop in vibration. Just how massive? Get this. Their 3D tweak reduced the vibration right where the gears meet by over 51%. I mean, that is a huge improvement, and it was all done just by subtly reshaping the surface of a gear tooth. Incredible. But you know, reshaping a gear is a permanent fix. What if you need a solution that can adapt on the fly? Well, that brings us to another brilliant idea, a smart damper. It uses this special material called a magneto-rheological elastomer, or MRE. Just think of it as a special kind of rubber that's filled with tiny little magnetic particles. So how does it work? It's genius. When the system detects the vibrations that cause gear rattle, like when you suddenly engage the clutch in your car, a controller zaps that MRE material with a magnetic field. Instantly, the material stiffens up, absorbing the vibration and just silencing that annoying rattle. It actively fights the problem in real time. How cool is that? Now, all of this might seem super technical, but the real-world applications of taming this chaos are literally everywhere. It affects our safety, our comfort, and the efficiency of the world all around us. I mean, just look. In aviation, understanding this stuff is critical for preventing something catastrophic, like a gear tooth breaking mid-flight. For our cars, it's about giving us a smoother, quieter ride by getting rid of that gear rattle. And in industry, it means more efficient, more reliable machines everywhere, from factories to power plants. This is not just theory, it's about making our world work better.
And what's really fascinating is that the solution isn't always about inventing some brand new part. As this quote from Liu and their colleagues points out, sometimes the answer is just better control. Simply by managing things like input power and speed changes, engineers can dramatically improve a system's stability and cut down on vibration.
So, we end up right back where we started, but with a totally new perspective. That smooth, predictable hum of a well-made machine, that's not a given. It's a victory. It's a triumph of some incredible engineering over these hidden, chaotic forces churning away inside. So the next time you hear that perfect hum, maybe you'll wonder about the amazing science it took to tame the chaos within. Thanks for tuning in.